From the station you count on for local news that matters, this is KARK for today.
5 a.m. on the dot on this Friday morning. I'm sure a lot of people are up because they're excited. College football's back. I couldn't even sleep last night. Didn't go to bed till 10:30. Yep.
Not uncommon.
It's not uncommon for me, but it is uncommon for DJ to be off the desk. But it's always because he's doing something awesome. The Hogs are back in action tomorrow, so he's going to help us kick off the season because it's happening right here in Little Rock.
Yeah, that's right. We had to send the expert out there. DJ is out at War Memorial ahead of tomorrow's game. Good morning, DJ.
I don't know if expert is the correct term. I'd probably say legendary expert to be a little bit more accurate. I'm just kidding. Y'all know I love me some football season, and we're just getting started here at War Memorial Stadium. As you can see behind me, very excited. Now, I know I'm a little biased when it comes to this stadium. People are kind of back and forth. Should the Hogs travel to here or not? You know, they talk about the quality of the turf. I'm going to tell you this. I played here plenty of times. LSU here a few times. That turf in this stadium is second to none, in my opinion. I'll tell you that drive up Markham, seeing these fans going to line that golf course just right over there. It's going to be the place to be. A little bit early kickoff, and I'm telling you right now, if the temperatures hold up, I actually thought about wearing a jacket here this morning, so I think the temperatures are going to actually be in our favor come kickoff around noon. I'll let Pat talk more about that in a little bit, but I just know I get asked this all the time, Hillary and Claire, when it comes, what do you think about this football team? And I'm going to be honest, it's just so many question marks. I'm going to be positive in this first go around. You have these highlights of guys that you hear in Tesla, who's going to be a receiver. I've looked at some film on him, and this guy is the real deal. It's just going to be that chemistry with a new quarterback, and KJ having chemistry with his new offensive coordinator, Dan Enos, who some say is some of the best in the business when it comes to coaching quarterbacks. But a solid quarterback, a solid running back, it's all going to be up front. So when it comes to this game, kickoff tomorrow at noon, I would expect them trying to do multiple things against the team that we're playing. First, they want KJ comfortable passing the ball and probably want to be a little bit more of a pocket passer and not rely on his legs, because our depth in the quarterback room, yes, we got a kid from Morrilton that one of our producers is very excited about, and Jacoby Criswell transfer from North Carolina. But if we want to get to the 8-9 win seasons that a lot of people want to get to, KJ is going to have to be the guy. So he's going to have to stay healthy. That means use his arm and not his legs as much. But it's going to be about up front, that offensive line, and have this team identity established the way that a Coach Sam Pittman team is, and that's going to be the boys up front. So look to see them run a lot with Rocket Sanders. They got a lot of depth in that running back room. I'd like to see at least 3 or 4 guys knock that out. So like I said, a lot of question marks, a lot of good things to be excited about. Now when it comes to the things I'm worried about, I'll tell you that here in about the next half hour, and hopefully I'm not going to be too pessimistic, but there are a lot of question marks for sure on that defensive side of the ball.
Good morning and happy Friday. We are so pumped up for game day tomorrow.
Yes, it is game day. Gear up for game day.
That's about what we're going to talk about. Tomorrow is game day. Of course, we had to send DJ out.
Yeah, because the Hogs are starting their season right here in Little Rock, which is so exciting because we get to take part in all the fun. DJ at War Memorial Stadium this morning. I see the tents pre-set up behind you, DJ. There's going to be a lot of energy in Little Rock.
Oh, they're going to bring the juice. Back when I was playing Houston Nut, I always used to say, guys, we going down to the Rock, and people that ain't from Little Rock ain't been here a while. I'm going to tell you there's something a little different about them folk down when you pull up to War Memorial Stadium here in Little Rock, and he ain't lying about it. People love when the Razorbacks come here to the capital city. Once I set the scene at the tailgate, it's going to be crazy. But that being said, let's talk more about this game. Earlier, about 30 minutes ago, I talked about the expectations of things you might see on the offensive side of the ball, them trying to get things clicking with the new offensive coordinator and star quarterback KJ Jefferson, finding that go-to receiver. I talked about Tesla. Another guy I like is from Fayetteville, Isaiah Satanga. I think he has big playmaking ability. He's a track star, and so he has the speed, but he has phenomenal hands. I would love to see him be more involved in this offense because he has big-time potential. But defensive side of the ball, that's going to be where all the question marks are. People talk about the secondary performance last year. When you talk about guys like Quincy McAdoo, who won't be playing in tomorrow's game, you got to think he was a big spot or a shining spot on the defense side of the ball. The only reason he was there in the first place is because he was on the offensive side, and he said, "Coach, these guys need some help. Can I help?" So they brought him to the defensive side of the ball. You had a team captain in Jalen Catalong. Liz, a lot of people forget this, decided to transfer out of the University of Arkansas and now is at Texas. Miles Slusher also transferring now at Colorado. You got some big-time playmakers on the defensive side of the ball deciding to leave that secondary that just seems there was something going on in that locker room as far as chemistry is concerned. So new defensive coordinator comes in. Can these guys get on the same page? And now what's going to help them is performance from the defensive line. And once again, we kind of struggle there. You need guys like Landon Jackson, transfer from LSU, whose second year as a Razorback, now a team captain, needs to step up. Because once again, if we struggle this year getting pressure on the quarterback with just 4 down linemen, once again, you have to start bringing pressure. Then you have man-to-man coverage. That's when things get a little dicey on the defense side of the ball. So it's going to be, we need some good secondary play, but more importantly, we need that defensive line to really step it up and put pressure on the quarterback. Like I said, y'all, question marks. But we're going to learn a lot tomorrow, and I would say the next 3 weeks we'll learn a lot to see how serious this football team is.
Good morning and happy Friday. It is 6:01 and we are fired up in the studio.
Yes.
Because football is finally back.
Oh, I can feel it in the air.
I swear, I told Ryan I thrive at a tailgate. He knows it. I love football. And of course, the Hogs are coming, making it easy for us. They're coming right here to Little Rock.
I know. I'm so excited. This is actually going to be my first Razorback football game.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Crazy. I'm so excited.
And the weather's good. It's going to be awesome.
Perfect. And of course, we had to send our, let me get this correct, legendary expert, DJ Williams, out to War Memorial.
The best, the man with the stats.
Yeah, good morning, DJ.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. That's better. That's the tone we need this morning, y'all. I'm just kidding. First of all, good morning, y'all. Claire, I'm very excited you get a chance to see your first Razorback game. What better place than right here in the capital city? And when you think about War Memorial, it's just so many memories here in this place. It's very hard for me not to think about my senior year, playing LSU right before halftime. We need to win this game to put us in a good spot to go to that Sugar Bowl, because Auburn just beat Alabama the night before and we knew we had a shot. And right before halftime, where most coaches and most teams would take a knee, go to the locker room, Coach Petrino dials up the play, hits Kobe Hamilton, Ryan Mallett that is, and he goes 80 yards for a touchdown against one of the top teams in the country. Patrick Peterson was trying to cover Kobe Hamilton on that play, but just amazing memories here. Miracle on Markham 1 and 2. I mean, you can just keep on going how many times we had fun here at War Memorial Stadium. Now, what comes with all these memories? Also, it's hard not to mention, I was just sitting here. You got Markham behind. I remember the bus. You don't have to turn around. The bus would come down, actually park right over here to my left. And just to the right of the stadium, as you can see on your screen, one of my favorite people of all time, Keith Stokes. He was the handler of Tusk, would always sit there and make sure everyone had a chance to see the mascot as they came into the stadium. And we all heard about Keith Stokes passing, and very curious if Tusk was going to be at this game. I just heard that Tusk will not be at this game here in Little Rock, and completely understandable. Hopefully in the near future, we can start seeing that Razorback still grace the field as those Razorback play their home games. But once again, it's going to be the spot to be tailgating. I'm telling y'all, these people in Little Rock are crazy. And so most of the time, it's funny, is you'll see how packed it is. Half of them don't even make it into the stadium because there's not enough seats for them, but they're still outside rooting on the Razorbacks. So once again, it's all about setting the environment, the tone, and they're going to have it because unfortunately, Arkansas sometimes when they play teams that are not as talented sometimes play down to the level of competition. Something I would love to see Coach Pittman and Coach Dan Enos make sure that these guys are going to be ready to go out of the gate and not take till halftime to get up and going. In the next half hour, I'll talk about a few players that I'm excited to see, probably some names that we haven't talked about much that we need to step up. And specifically, I'm talking about that tight end room, because don't forget, just last year our starting tight end Trey Knox transferred to go to South Carolina with his tight end coach, now offensive coordinator Dow Loggins at South Carolina. So we're going to talk about a tight end that I'm very excited for coming up in the near future. But I'm about to wrap this thing up, send it back to y'all. And y'all, it's kind of chilly out here. I almost wore a coat. Football weather. Come on now.
Gosh. DJ was talking about the best tight end, but is anyone better than DJ Williams? I'm just kidding.
Good morning and happy Friday. Thanks so much for waking up with us for KARK4 today. We are so excited. We're pumped up this morning.
Should I show my thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Show your shirt.
We're geared up for game day. You know, you just saw Cassie in here with Hogsman.
Yes, I got a jersey. We're ready to go.
We're wearing it tomorrow.
Yes, and now we need to get everybody else geared up.
Yes, we have to get everyone else geared up. We got to send it out to DJ Williams. Surprise DJ. In just a few minutes, you're going to have a surprise delivery because I feel like you may need a new shirt.
First of all, I don't get surprised. I know everything. All right, I know Hogsman's is on the way. I know she's going to drop off the gear that she has for me. You know, it just comes with the territory. But thanks for thinking I'll be surprised. But speaking of being surprised, man, I'd love to see what this stage is going to be like tomorrow. And we want to see a lot of surprises. Now, you can expect what you can from guys like KJ Jefferson or Rocket Sanders and, you know, your leaders of this team. But we do need to be surprised from other players to fill these voids. What does our receiving core look like? Can the defensive line get pressure just with 4 down linemen and not have to rush everybody? Are we going to be good in man-to-man coverage? Like I said, these question marks, and a lot of them could be answered, but I do expect just the overwhelming, you know, I would say size of SEC teams. They should come out here and handle business. I would love to see them establish the run and have great pass protection to allow Dan Enos to use KJ Jefferson the way that he wants to use a quarterback in his system, pass first. There's a lot of times on film last year I would see spectacular plays from KJ Jefferson when he uses his legs. I mean, it's highlights on ESPN, but if you do go back and break down that film, he had guys wide open. That'll only get you so far when you start playing high caliber teams where he can't get away from these guys from LSU and the Georgias, and that's, you know, eventually where we want to be, the Alabamas. Speaking of LSU, you seeing them, what happened to them last night? We might be all right. I mean, Florida, that is. We might be all right with that Florida game later. But just going back to, you know, the expectations, I want to see guys like my guy Luke Haws. He's a freshman tight end. You know, Trey Knox left to go follow his tight end coach Dow Loggins to South Carolina, but this guy is a highly recruited, talented guy out of Bixby, Oklahoma, and I've already when I see this guy, I see an 18-year-old grown man. He looks like he's 38 years old out there. So I'm very excited to see these young guys get a chance to get out there and shine. And Nick, our producer, one of his favorites, a guy from Morrilton himself, Jacoby Criswell. You know, he transferred quarterback from North Carolina. Now he's back home, and we've heard some great things about him as camp as well. So we would love to see the starters be able to do their business and be able to sit at halftime and see what the depth look like. Because when it gets deep into SEC play, that separates the good teams to the great teams, how much depth they have. Because if we don't have a lot, we're going to find ourselves in some trouble come later in the season. But that being said, y'all come on out. Tomorrow we got my game day show. It's at 10 a.m. out on War Memorial's golf course. We want fans to show up, and I'm looking for the best tailgate. So send us messages to our inbox, and I'll make sure I send a camera crew out to find who has the best tailgate here at War Memorial. Don't forget, tune in Pig Trail pregame show 10 a.m. tomorrow. You can watch that at KARK. And anywhere you are in the state, even KNWA, tell your friends up there. But I'm wrapping it up here, and I guess I'm waiting on my surprise from Hogman's. What is it? Do you know what it is?
Tell you, it's a surprise.
It's a surprise. I thought you didn't get surprised,
yeah,
DJ.
I thought you already knew.
I mean, I knew they were coming. I don't know what they bring in. Give me a break.
Well,
Hopefully it's a
you'll
hat
have
or
to show
something
it off
like
to our
that. That'd
friends
be nice.
at KNWA or something.
Yeah, you will.